You're watching the Cowboys Report by Chat Sports. I am Tom Downey. As part of today's exclusive live segment on Rumble, first filmed live on Rumble, we've got some Cowboys trade rumors, some ideas coming to us from Bleacher Report, one of which I promise you guys will love, but you got to make it all the way to the end of the video to see what I'm talking about. First up is trading for Deion Jones, which is not new. This is not the first time we've heard the Deion Jones Cowboys trade idea, theory, suggestion, whatever. Lot to break down here. Number one is the health. He began camp on the PUP list with a shoulder injury. No real surprise there. The contract is a problem, by the way. Almost $15 million due this year, over $13 million due next year. Part of the pitch, though, was this one from Bleacher Report. Last season, both Keanu Neal and Damontae Kazee thrived as part of the Dan Quinn scheme. Jones can be brought in and fill a similar role to Neal, who signed a free agent deal with the Bucs this offseason. First of all, no, they didn't. That was not the case. That is why Keanu Neal and Damontae Kazee signed for no money in free agency. Neal lost his job. He was outplayed by LVE and Jaron Kearse as the year went on. And oh, by the way, Kazee also lost his job. So, thrived is erroneous or a lie, your choice. But there is some uncertainty at the linebacker position right now. I don't see Damone Clark playing this well. I know that Devontae Bond is also out for the year. Parsons will play that hybrid edge linebacker role. I am excited about Jabril Cox, #CoxOut 2022, breakout season. But the rest of the guys are total unknowns. Gifford's a special teamer. Harper's a late-round pick. Hansford's on the camp pup list. Story Jackson's a UDFA. Malik Jefferson, Christian Sam have had to the NFL before, haven't done anything. It just makes it dicey. Jones is more proven, although he is coming off a down year. High tackle numbers are not a great way to reflect how good a player is. He got beat in coverage more than you want. There was buzz the Falcons could cut him. Maybe that's still in play, in which case the Cowboys would be all over a signing, I would suspect. But I would not presume that they want to trade for him at the current cost. Now, in the article, Bleacher Report did not have a specific trade idea, but on a previous one they had this. A sixth for Deion Jones, I think, is pretty fair given the contract. The contract is the issue. $14 million this year. I don't want to pay him that much. You would have to find a way to figure out a potential move in terms of balancing, Deion Jones' addition and Robert Quinn. It just makes it a little, or Deion Jones' impact in terms of the salary cap, makes it a little bit dicey. Let's move now to Quinn. Speaking of my Freudian getting ahead of myself slip there. Quinn was the second trade idea as part of this article. There had been the previous CBS report that Quinn wants out of Chicago. He played for Dallas back in 2019, and I do think there could be some semblance of interest if the edge rushing spot ends up needing help. So we'll go more in depth on Quinn, but first, today's pinned comment. Pick a trade target. Type in DJ for Deion Jones or type in RQ for Robert Quinn. Of the two, who would you rather trade for? Like I said, this is the pinned comment. If the ad break comes on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Of the two, I would prefer Deion Jones with a big if. And that if is if the money can be worked out. I don't want to pay Jones $14 million. That's too much for me to throw at a guy right now. If the Falcons eat some of it, if he takes a pay cut, whatever, then I could revisit that. But that is a requirement for trade, much like the original Robert Quinn trade when the Dolphins ate some of that money. As for Quinn's money, it's actually not that bad. But I don't view edge as the same caliber of need right now as I do linebacker. Frankly, I would rather trade for a linebacker to let Micah Parsons play more pass rusher than I would trade for an edge to let Parsons play more off ball. Simply not the route I want to go. In the end, it's not a bad deal if traded, but not a huge need. Now, Quinn is not a great run stopper, but in a kind of under-the-radar campaign last year, he had 18.5 sacks. Very quietly, probably because it was a bad team overall, the Bears. he was awesome. Now, he was hurt in 2020. He is older. He has kind of done an every other year thing. I am worried about his commitment level right now to the Bears since I think they might be bad again. But I do think he'd be an addition, a quality one, if the Cowboys went out to get him. Here's the big problem with Quinn. Beyond the money, it's the cost of a trade. I think a second-round pick is probably what they would want right now. Maybe that comes down to a third, but we saw Von Miller go for a ton, and Quinn was more productive than Von Miller was, at least last year. So if I can get him cheap, heck yeah, let's ride. I am unconvinced, however, that you could find a way to get Quinn cheap. Plus, you've already invested in guys like, to an extent, Dorrance Armstrong, but more importantly, Sam Williams and Micah Parsons. Now, if you want more free Cowboys videos, make sure you are following us on Rumble at rumble.com/CowboysTV. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you follow us or subscribe to us on YouTube. So whatever platform you're watching on, hit the button. It's the red button on YouTube and the green button on Rumble. Free Cowboys videos every single day. But remember, the uncensored ones are available on Rumble. The final trade of the one, I know you're going to like it, is dumping Trysten Hill. Bleacher Report said, trade him away to the Raiders. Get him out of here. They do, the Cowboys, I should say, save $1.16 million if they were to dump via trade or cut of Trysten Hill. And simply put, there is a numbers game right now at the defensive tackle spot. There are too many bodies and not enough spots along that defensive line. So what would you do with Trysten Hill? Type in K for you keep him, you want him on the team this year. C for cut, you don't care if you get anything back for him, dump him right this second. Or type in T to trade him instead. Here's my trade idea. The Raiders get Trysten Hill in exchange for a washing machine. Maybe a bag of chips. Not legal? Okay. I'm only partially kidding on that front. I don't think there's any value in Hill because he hasn't been good in the NFL. The actual trade value would be maybe a conditional 2023 7th-round pick or maybe a 2024 7th-round pick even. Hill was a 2nd-round pick. But if we take away the draft capital invested, he has done nothing. If I had told you in year 1, Hill has 37 tackles, 2 TFLs, and half a sack, you would have gone, yeah, we're hoping for at least a little bit more. It's been 3 years, guys. He can't stay healthy. He has struggled to be on the field to make an impact, and the Cowboys have gone through 3 different defensive heads, right? Rod Marinelli, Chris Richard, and now Dan Quinn. And I don't know if you can find, even Marinelli anymore, a coach who would go to bat for Hill. That's huge red flag. Plus the numbers game, right? Osa is going to be a starter. Neville Gallimore is going to play a big-time role for you. I am hyped about my fatties only, Quinton Bohanna and John Ridgway. Chauncey Golston is getting 3 technique reps. That's Hill's spot. Watkins can play defensive end, too. That hybrid 3-technique, 5-technique role. There's a chance that when the ordering gets done after the preseason, that Hill is defensive tackle number 6 at best. And that's not going to make this team. So he might get cut outright. I do think at this point, we're pretty much at the end of the road for one Trysten Hill. Now, if you guys made it to the end of today's video, thank you. You're a real one. Let me show you some love by giving you a heart and some shout-outs later. Type in DC4L if you made it to the end of today's video, and we'll show you some love on a future Dallas Cowboys Report vid.